Yeah, my buddy, he drove me up here. He's going to keep James out of trouble. And I moved to
the old farmhouse.
Well, that's not down there.
The old cellar and windmill.
Me, Rachel.
Everything's going really well.
Good.
Great.
Where's your wife?
I'm going to go back and get her and bring her
Oh,
this
good.
afternoon. I want her to come out and traipse through this. So a friend of mine, Tim Ware, and I came out. And
Hi.
my Aunt Jen.
You want to come out here?
And we're gonna have to have.
Want anybody out on the porch?
Yeah,
Take a
pretty much
picture of it.
The old fireplace. Dad built. Yeah, this is the old farm ground. Dad did the wheat, grew wheat on. The terraces that you see, he surveyed this and plowed them up. Actually had a plow that threw the dirt and rolled it up so that keep the soil from washing off. He did a lot of this terracing. Yeah, that's Ray and Robin headed off down over the mountain or the hill to the canyon where we used to go and play and had a garden and so forth. We're going to walk down there. This is the old junk pile we hauled all of our junk down on, and kind of grown over with grass now, but one time it was just one big solid red rock out there with junk all over it. Now everybody's trying to scavenge, find some old things that we left behind. That's the king, and down below we used to play in.
Hey, Ray, you ought to take that with you.
Let Raylene paint it up.
Let her paint it up. I'm not joking.
Cream separator, yeah.
It looks like it's all there. This old cream separator.
That was the old crank.
Now is this the bottom?
This is where the tank set. That you put your milk in. And a little spigot. And it ran through a little hole down here, and this was a wheel. Well, actually, there was kind of a solid thing. It had a bunch of metal discs in it.
An old tricycle that Ray and I used to
Where's that?
push around on.
Where's that what? Part of that old separator. I'll put it on there. That's all on the tube. Where are we going to walk it down there? I want to set on the other way.
No. Joking. You just never know what you might find down here.
Maybe watch some home videos and they're going to be running. These pieces of trash.
Then you can explain.
What do you got, LaDon?
What? Now wait a minute here. This is the first car new car that the folks bought. Old 29 Plymouth, Durant it was. And how come what prompted them to buy the car was that they had a Model T Ford, and he had a rack built on the back of it, and he was going every other day with it with a load of tomatoes to Enid. Well, one morning he got caught in a big rainstorm up there, got his tomatoes all wet, and he had to dump them in the ditch and come home. They went to town and bought this one here, and he took the seats out of it and set the crates in it and used that to haul the tomatoes to Enid.
That was a brand new car?
Yeah.
Sounds like Dad.
Yeah, brand new car. And of course, when took the seats out, it was all vacant. He hauled 1,000 pounds of tomatoes in it, you know. And that was the year that Uncle Will would stay down here, and Uncle Will took care of the tomatoes. They had 3/4 of an acre of tomatoes, and they got 5 cents a pound for them, and they sold $1,200 worth of tomatoes off that 3/4 acres. It was in 1929.
Oh,
This is all that's left of the old Durant car, as far as I know, anyway.
well, you're quite a curator.
But this used to have chrome on it, but you can see the chrome's just about all deteriorated. That on the bottom down there. That's where the holes where they put the crank in. To crank it.
It didn't have a starter on it, did it?
Oh yeah, that has a starter on it.
Big car.
All them cars all the way up in I guess most all the 40 models had a crank come with them. Because frequently you had to crank them.
About as best I can remember, it had to be cranked most of the time.
Well, it probably was. Battery's usually down.
Now, is this one he put kerosene in the radiator?
Yeah. Put kerosene in it for antifreeze. They couldn't afford antifreeze. Kerosene. Had to have that for the lamps and the cook stove.
He used it for everything.
They've been just draining the water out every time they come in. And
we'd have to fill it up every time.
Fill it up with water. Well, of course, in doing so, the old water pump seals would dry out and the water pump leaks most of the time. But anyway, it was a pretty good car for the time, really. Of course, I think for the time they had 10,000 miles on it, wore out, but that was pretty good for them back then because they didn't have any oil or good cars, engines either. But it was quite interesting.
They're all headed down the canyon.
Hello.
Cowboys.
Dad, how come we don't fall on the fence over there?
I don't know if that's a good sign or not.
This is the pilgrimage, huh? It's old windmill. Used to water the cows down here. The old milking barn Dad built, and stanchions are still right in there. Seems like it was a lot bigger than it is now. That's the old concrete blocks that Dad and the older boys tamped to make the houses building on. Those were handmade. They weighed probably 120 pounds apiece.
And take the picture. Yeah.
That's the old cellar, right?
You bet, that's the old cellar. I'd like to go down there and get me one of those cinder blocks.
Uh-oh.
They said they weigh 50 pounds, so I really can't get one. I know, and it was up there on the...
Can I look in there?
on that. I think it was here, this is...
Can I too? Can I look in there?
That's where the well was.
Oh, the old outlet there that used to irrigate the garden.
Ooh, armadillo fell in there and died. That's where Ray and I learned to swim, down that end. Dad filled it up just enough we could learn to swim in it. And shut it off. Romano State Park. They're all going swimming.
Set, go.
You can't go out right away, but it comes in slow. Come on in.
This is part of Roman Oak. Huh?
Golf course, but Roman Oaks Park.
That's the entrance to the Roman Oak State Park. Roman Oak. Henry Roman Oak.